right. So standard form, here we go. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. That's what it is. Ax squared plus bx plus c. Easy as ABC. Okay. So on this one, the thing that kind of sucks about this one is that it is a lot harder to find the vertex. So here's how we're going to find the vertex. It's going to be x equals negative b over 2a. So you kind of have to do like a formula for this, negative b over 2a. It's kind of a short formula, but it is a formula nonetheless. And then you're going to have to take that and plug it in to find y. So whatever you get for x, using that formula, we're going to plug it in to find y. Line of symmetry is always the x value of the vertex. That's been like that for all of these, right? So it's the same for this one. One thing that's kind of easy on this one is actually the y-intercept. The y-intercept is always c. You could do what we did on the last one and plug in 0 for all the x's, but if you notice on this one, like if I plug in 0 for all the x's, everything 0 times anything is 0. So like this thing goes away, this thing goes away, and you're just left over with c. So a lot easier to just say, hey, in this form, in the standard form, it's c, okay? Now you'll notice that the one letter that's still here from vertex form, other than x and y, is a, right? Do you guys notice a is still there? And good news, the a means the same thing as it did before, okay? So if a is positive, it opens up. If a is negative, opens down. So that kind of carries over from before, so that's nice. All right, so let's go for it here. Let's start off on this one. All right, I'm going to label my A, B, and C. My A here is actually -1. That's kind of the tricky part here. A is -1, B is -2, C is +3 on this question, okay? So if you have no number in front of your x squared, that's either +1 if it's positive or -1 if it's negative. All right, so let's find the vertex here. So we're going to do x equals -b over 2a. That's our formula. Now in this case, since b is -2, I'm actually going to put a +2 up top. So the top of that formula you can kind of think of as opposite b. So if b is positive, you make it negative. If it's negative, you make it positive. And then this is over 2 times -1. So we get 2 divided by -2, which is just -1. All right, so we got the x value of our vertex, so now we're going to find the y value. So I'm going to take this -1 for x, and I'm going to plug it back into all of the x's. There's usually 2. So we went back to the equation over here. y equals negative x squared minus 2x plus 3. And I took my x value that I figured out, negative 1. I plugged it in for all the x's. Now you got to be really careful here. You got to do the exponent first. Okay, remember this is kind of like saying negative 1 times negative 1 squared. So we're not allowed to do minus minus goes to plus plus here because we have to do the exponent first. So negative 1 squared is actually positive 1. So now when I multiply it, it's back to negative 1. And then negative 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 4. So my vertex is, remember, a coordinate point. So it's my x value I got, negative 1, and then the y value I got, positive 4. So I can draw that on my graph for now. We know it's opening down. So I can go ahead and do a quick sketch. I can add my other information. So let's see, the y-intercept I know is c, so that's just going to be y equals 3. If you look back at the graph, that actually does look like it's going through the y-axis up at 3, right? Cool. All right, I'm not sure where the x-intercepts are, but it just says how many. So I know we have 2 x-intercepts. It's going to hit the graph twice. We have the line of symmetry, or the axis of symmetry, is always x equals the x value of the vertex. And then lastly, our max or min value, if I look at my graph, it's opening down. So that means the vertex is the maximum value. And then that's always the y value of the vertex. The highest point, the highest y value on the graph is 4. All right. Let's try it a couple more times. All right, for number 6, we got A is 2, B is 20, C is 48. So I'm going to use my x equals negative b over 2a. And x equals negative 5. I'm going to take that x value and we're going to plug it into the equation for all of our x's, usually 2. Got to do my PEMDAS, so I got to do the exponent first. A negative number squared, it turns into a positive number. So negative 5 squared is positive 25. Oops. So I get 50 minus 100 plus 48. 50 minus 100 is negative 50. Negative 50 plus 48 is negative 2. So my vertex is negative 5, negative 2. All right, A is positive here, so we know it opens up. I can go ahead and draw it here. I see once again we have two x-intercepts. I'm not sure where they are, but we got two of them. My y-intercept is at 48. So it's really high up. So we're not going to be able to graph that. That's okay. You can kind of see that graph is getting really high really quick. So I can imagine that it'll get to 48 when it hits the y-axis. My line of symmetry is x equals negative 5. Now this one's opening up, so that means the vertex is the minimum value. So the min value is negative 2. The smallest y value on the graph is negative 2. Okay. You know what? I don't think we need to practice number 7. I want to make sure you guys have enough time for your puzzle piece. So we're going to stop the notes right there. I think it's number 7 would look a lot like the first one we did there, number 5, I guess. So I don't think we need to do it. So let's just get into the puzzle piece and get that done. If you have any questions, please call me into your group and I'll be happy to join you.